Good morning, everyone. What day is it today? Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. These readings are usually timeless, so whenever it finds you, that's when you're supposed to hear it. If it resonates with you, great. Hit like and subscribe if you want to hear more. But sometimes this will resonate for somebody that you might know, so feel free to share it with them because sometimes messages do come through second, third, and fourth, and fifth parties. Reasons... There are so many, just because you probably need to hear it from a person that you trust and not just some random person on the internet. That could be it. But however, it resonates with you. So with that said, we have the Tarot and Oracle by Michael Wilcox. My name is Lena, by the way. Yeah, hello. Very, very good Tarot and Oracle deck by a beautiful artist from Florida. I highly suggest that you look him up, Michael Wilcox. And then we're going to clarify with the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, and we're going to wrap it up with the Prism Oracle. So without further ado, let's get into the reading. Yeah, 1 minute is way more than enough for an intro. So our first card is the Mountain. We all have our mountain. We all have things that we need to overcome in life. You see at the top of the mountain, there's that star. That's our goal. So mountain is it's not just obstacles. It's the journey that we go through to reach our star, our goal, our dream. Then we have Temperance. It's all about balance. It's all about balance. And finally, we have Aquarius. Okay, I'm going to read a little bit about Aquarius because I'm not very dominant in astrology. I'm all about the tarot, but astrology kind of throws me for a loop, I have to say. I'll admit that. It's fine. 232. Where are you? Don't worry, I'm just going to read a little bit. It's not going to be that much. Air, devotion, beauty, individuality, creativity, benevolence. Aquarius calls us to celebrate our individuality. Each and every one of your spirits are unique and filled with a dynamic expression that is 100% you. One of the many facets of true beauty is to honor and love yourself for who you are. And the beauty of that is we are who we decided to be. And we can evolve and grow and be whoever we want to be still. At our core, we all have an essence that makes us us, no matter what. No matter what. And that is to be honored and loved. For each of us have our own unique strengths and shortcomings that gives us spice to the beautiful dance we call life. And often the thing that we think is our biggest flaws gives birth to our greatest strengths. I apologize, my reading is really off right now. These are the first words I say in the morning. So Aquarius, it's all about your inner beauty, about your essence, about the person that you want to create, about the person that you are. Just beauty in general, and really acknowledging that you are a beautiful being, not by society standards, by just because you are. So that is a hard lesson for a lot of people to learn, especially today when we have just so much influence on beauty standards. It's crazy. Remember, beauty is not only skin deep. So with the Mountain, we're going to start clarifying. Traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. What do we have with the Mountain? Ooh. Okay, 2 of Pentacles. We're starting off with imbalance and the 10 of Wands. Listen, you've been going through a lot and you currently still are. And it's probably because you've been wanting to reach a goal and it feels like it's been forever. It feels like it's been forever. It's been a very big mountain. It's been a very long road. And finding your balance is not a permanent thing. Like, you find your balance, you lose your balance. You find your balance, you lose your balance. That's at the ebbs and flows of life. Every time you go up that mountain, every circle, every just on your way up, on your way to your destination, to your goal, there's going to be so many things that throw you off, dude. And right now you probably feel very thrown off and you feel very tired. 10 of Wands, between the 9 of Wands and the 10 of Wands, I don't know which one looks more tired. I think they both are. And the 10 of Wands, it just invites us to like, let it go. It's almost at the end. You're almost at the peak. You just have a little bit left to push. But yeah, let's continue on moving. You're not feeling all that together right now. With Temperance, we have the King of Wands. Interesting. Hold on. Whoa. Okay, so very interesting clarification. We have the 10 of Wands that's looking right at that 10 of, the King of Wands looking at that 10 of Wands being like, you can do this. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. I feel like there's somebody in your life that motivates you, that's trying to like keep you from dropping those wands. It's trying to keep you from like giving up. And it's a person, probably an authority figure or somebody above you somehow. It could be a leader of some kind. So this is giving me a lot of dad feelings. Dad. So you probably, but it can be male or female. It can be a mom as well. I'm just getting dad vibes. But it can be another, just, it can be a boss. It can be just somebody that feels like they have your back and they're here to motivate you. They're here to like show you that you can accomplish. This feels like an accomplished person. And I really need to clarify, accomplishment does not mean rich, okay? Because that feels like it's a really poor and narrow-minded association that we do today, that you have to be rich to be accomplished. And that is just not the case. Accomplished is somebody that realizes their dreams, somebody that, not necessarily that has it together, but that has, literally somebody that has accomplished things. So they're in a higher position than you, a boss. They accomplished that dream of becoming the boss in that company, or it can just be your dad. It takes a lot to be a father. It takes a lot to be a mother, a parent. There's a lot of accomplishment in that. So I do feel like they're cheering you on somehow and trying to help you balance yourself out. Because with this Queen of Pentacles reverse, I do feel like you feel lacking. I do feel like this Queen of Pentacles is you. I feel like you don't feel stable. I feel like you don't feel like you have what you need to be stable. And they're just, I don't know if necessarily they're telling you that you have what it takes. This can come in any kind of form, but they're definitely rooting for you. They're here telling you like, keep going, keep going. You might not have your dream yet, but you are very much on the path. You know, when you're on a mountain, I hope you have all been hiking. If you haven't, you should. It's a beautiful experience. When you're hiking, when you're far away from that mountain, it's easy to see the peak. But when you're on the mountain, you don't see the end. You don't see the peak. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But many times you don't see that end point. You lose your goal, you lose the peak. And this is where you are. You're just in a really rough spot. And that 10 of Wands is telling me that you're very much close to it. You've been on the road for a while. Aquarius. It's very interesting that Aquarius comes out right after the Queen of Pentacles reverse. And then we have the Page of Wands reverse. I do feel like you're just, there's like a negative rhetoric that you might be feeding, or you might just be like, it might just be playing on in your head. Like you feel very dismotivated right now. Unmotivated, dismotivated, no, unmotivated right now. Maybe it is because you've been on this journey for so long. The specific thing, you've been on it for so long, and you've, like the flame is not out, but it's very dim. And Aquarius is inviting you to acknowledge that you've done so much. You've done so much. You honor yourself, honor everything that you've done, everything that you've been through, regardless if you have accomplished what you want, the end goal, you've accomplished so much so far. Last card. Wow, and Death. This is not a dance. Okay, so maybe this is part of your mountain. Maybe this is part of your journey. Maybe this is, maybe no, this is probably it. This is your lesson, one of your lessons along this path, to find your value, to appreciate your value, to appreciate everything you've gone through and everything you've surpassed, that you've accomplished, that you've grown so much. I don't think you're reaching your star yet, because there is a little bit of contradiction here between the Ten of Wands and the Death. It does seem like you're very, very far along, like you're almost there, but it doesn't feel like you're completely there. And I don't mean physically, and I don't mean like lengthwise. I feel you haven't learned to really appreciate yourself for everything that you've done. You haven't learned to have gratitude about these things. You might be focusing right now too much on the hardship, on the pain, on just this Page of Wands reverse is giving me a lot of negative rhetoric towards yourself, towards the situation. And listen to this person, man, because I do feel like this person has your back. I do feel like this person is a very positive person. They're giving me entrepreneurial vibes, so they might have their own business, or they just might be a leader to some capacity. But I do feel like grab onto any motivation and be thankful that you have that, because a lot of people don't. I'm just talking to a person that does, because they're here. I'm talking to a person that does. Be thankful that this person is in your life, motivating you, even though you might at times find them slightly annoying, or you just don't want to hear it sometimes, because we get that. We can get stubborn, and we can get down, especially when you're down on yourself. You can really just want to like block off life. Okay, so this isn't over yet. You need to learn to you need gratitude. You need to learn to appreciate. And I don't mean gratitude about the things that have come in your life or the people. I feel like gratitude towards yourself. I feel like you need to acknowledge that you've come far. I feel like you need to acknowledge that you are a capable being. And I just feel like you're really down on yourself right now, and you shouldn't be. If you have the opportunity to see this person today or during this week and go out and talk and just share time with them, do so, because I think it'll be a positive thing for you. So, Prism. Fear. Yeah, fear that you're not going to get to that peak. Fear is the road to failure, I have to say. And doesn't mean that, I mean, every single person feels fear about anything and everything. Fear to fail. Oh, growth. Yeah. You have grown. You need to acknowledge that you have grown. You need to acknowledge it to yourself. You need to appreciate yourself. And third card. Now, what's up with the prison today? Usually these fly out. Okay, we're getting a lot. We get death reverse and then we get it upright. I just think it's that. I think it's everything comes to an end, okay? Even if it's delayed, even if it takes some time, you will reach it. You will reach, but you need to acknowledge yourself. You need to be thankful for the life that you've had, for the journey that you've had, for the people along the way, for the obstacles along the way, for the accomplishments along the way. But I really do think this is about you. This is about your self-esteem. And this is about you acknowledging that you are an amazing person. You're not the person, you're not going to become the person that you projected to be. You are that person. You need to embody it. In order for this cycle to end, you need to embody the feeling of being the person that you want to be, because you are. Anyway, beautiful reading for a Monday. Grades out for a Monday. What is wrong with me? It's a slow day. I had a long cycle yesterday and now I'm just like dead. But I was going to do this anyway. That's why I'm wearing the glasses. I was like, it's reading time. Anyway, so much love with this. So much luck. Again, if you have the opportunity to see this person, do so. It'll help you out. Lots of love. Bye.